Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone. Game 2 of the season and the second game of the Carthage Classic here this afternoon as the Carthage Redmen play the championship game against the University of Dubuque. The Spartans in for this one, and joined now by head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic. And you still look over that stat sheet from last night and trying to figure out how you pulled this one together last night to get here, but nonetheless, stumbled a little bit, but righted yourself at the right time and nailed it down there in the final 4 minutes.
Too many peaks and valleys, John. Started off well, had a lull in the first half, extended the lead to a nice number in the second half. I think it was 12, 13, 14 points. Next time you turn around, it's 6. Just a lack of consistency within halves, and we have to be better at that if we're going to be a good basketball team. Thought first time out there were some very good moments. Also thought there were some areas that need immediate attention. We have to be able to guard people on the drive better than we did last night. And again, for all the talk that we've done through the last X number of years in this preseason and everything else, still got out-rebounded by 18. That can't happen.
Seniors stepped it up in that ball game. Marlin senior Kevin Sykes down the stretch. Marlin with 17 points, Sykes with 16, and they were both 8 of 11 from the free throw line when you needed it in that final 5 minutes.
Marlin Sr. made a number of big plays at clutch times during the course of that second half. We were able to get the ball to him on the block, and he was able to produce. Sykes is just a good, solid, all-around basketball player. When he shoots the ball well, he's excellent because the rest of his game is consistently pretty good. He's a good spacer, he's a good cutter, he's a good defender.
Good showing for your freshman and first-year players, too, I thought. They got some extended minutes. We're talking about Mike Costell, Scott McNellis, Jason Scott. Scott filled up the stat sheet nicely. 10 points, 3 of 3 from the floor, made 4 free throws, did not turn the ball over.
He's an unusual player, and I mean that in the most positive way. He's a very athletic player who plays very correctly. Those guys are fun to have. He makes some very good decisions on the court. He does not take bad shots, doesn't put himself into bad situations, and yet he is a slasher to the rim. In the open court, he's probably as good as anybody we have in the building. Scott McNellis is just a freshman who is ready to play, makes good decisions on both ends of the floor. He's going to be fun to have. And Mike Costell is, I think sometimes people think that he should be more advanced than he is at this stage. This was his first college basketball game. He plays inordinately hard, and as he continues to polish up his game, he's going to be a very good basketball player.
You know, from my perspective last night, it just appeared he was pressing a little bit on the offensive end. I think he wanted to showcase a little bit that he belongs on both ends of the floor. He's not just a rebounder. I don't know if that played a part in it or not, but just from what I was seeing, it looked like, particularly on the offensive side, he was forcing it a little bit.
John, I think we shot the ball way too early at a number of different spots. I think you could point to Mike, and there were 2 or 3 cases where he took shots that probably could have been saved. There were other guys the same way. We went through about a 6 or 7 possession in the first half where we shot the ball in the first pass 5 out of 6, 6 out of 7. And again, that's not good basketball. You looked at the stats at the end of the game, we had 4 turnovers in a hotly contested 84, 78, 40-minute game. You can't ask for anything better than that. We only had 7 assists, which means that the ball was not moving. It was being shot early and often. And sometimes that's a great thing. If you're in rhythm, in flow, and you've made 7 of your last 9 shots, let's do it. But there are times when we have to be more patient with the basketball, get different kinds of touches, get the ball reversed so we can make the defense shift as well.
Your opponent this afternoon, the University of Dubuque, off to a 4-0 start, and dating back to last year now, they've won 11 of their last 12 ball games. The only loss in that stretch was in the first round to UW-Whitewater, making the playoffs last year for the first time in 23 years for this Dubuque squad.
They're an excellent basketball team. They're very correct on both ends of the floor. They're extremely experienced. They have juniors and seniors running around all over the place, and they play very nicely together. And you could see that last night. That game with Benedictine was a game with 0 separation, went down to the last possession of the game, and yet at the end of the game they made their free throws, they spaced the floor, and their big guy Norris is a load. He is a really good basketball player. a 6'6" guy, but he handles the ball some. He can beat you on the drive. He can beat you on the boards. He can beat you on the three, although that's not the better part of his game. And they've got some nice players with him.
He really took over that last half of the second half, 10 minutes and under. He just strapped the team on his back. I think he was 6 of 9 from the floor, 20 points in the second half, and had 9 rebounds, just shy of a double-double.
Has an unusual skill set for a 6'6", 6'7" guy at our level. He's got a really good bounce, and he plays with his head up with a nice, confident feel about what he does. Now, having said that, we have guys that match up okay. Marlon Sr. should be able to do a good job on him. Scott McNell should be able to do a good job on him. And if we force him to the correct spots and the correct side, we'll be okay. And that's what you have to kind of take into the ball game is we had a nice shoot around this morning. Focus was good. If we can do some of the adjusted things that we've done and take it to the ball game, hopefully that'll lead us to better defensive play.
Entry pass defensively, deny some of that and stop the dribble drive. I think that might be keys here today.
Well, the dribble drive has to be stopped better than it was last night. We were basically escorting the Almas to the basket. That's a nice way to be if you're on the other side. Not so good if you're on our side. On the other hand, it was the first time out. There's probably more positives than negatives. The first ball game, and I think we'll take a nice step forward today, and we better because the Dubuques are pretty darn good.
Keys for your game here today.
Johnny, we're game 2. Rebound the basketball. We cannot, and let's underscore that again, cannot be a negative rebounding team with the schedule of people that we play. And whether that means that we have to start looking at a bigger lineup, whether that means that guys that are on the floor are going to have to take to heart that they have to compete better on the boards. We were talking this morning at our shoot-around. We had 9 rebounds from Castell, 6 rebounds from Marlon Sr. That means in 150 other minutes, we had 12 rebounds total. That's hard to do. You would think some of them would fall to you by accident. So we need to have that as priority number 1. Number 2 is we have to do a little bit better job in our offensive execution. We find shots. We have pretty good scheme, and we have wonderful cutters. But we have to make sure that the shots are appropriate for the time frame of the game.
Good luck today.
Thank you, Johnny.
Head basketball coach Bosko Jurikovic joining us on our pregame as the Redmen getting set to take on the Spartans from Dubuque. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, starting lineups and tip-off from the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you live from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Carthage getting set to take on Dubuque for the championship of the Carthage Classic Basketball Tournament. NCAA Division III football playoffs got underway today. A couple of teams from the CCIW in action today. North Central knocked off Albion today, 63-7 the final in that one. They will move on. They will face UW-Platteville next Saturday. Platteville a 54-20 win over Concordia of Mequon. The shocker of the day occurred in Bloomington, Illinois. Wartburg knocked off Illinois Wesleyan today, 41-7. The Titans go down on their home field this afternoon. Wartburg 41, Illinois Wesleyan 7. All that chatter in the chat room about playing Bethel next week. Well, that's all it was. A lot of talk. Wesleyan out-muscled, was watching a little bit of that game this afternoon. They were just out-physicaled, if you will, at the line of scrimmage by Wartburg. And we know Wartburg and what they did to Carthage in week 3 of the non-conference football season. So Wesleyan goes down at home. Wartburg moves on. They'll take on Bethel. Bethel a 70-13 win over St. Scholastica in the NCAA Division III football playoffs this afternoon. Whitewater a winner. Whitewater pulling away. It was a close game, just 10-0 at the half, but pulling away in the second half. Number 5 Whitewater defeated St. Norbert today 31-7. So Mount Union also a winner today, the number 1 ranked team moving on. And one other upset in the top 10, it was number 25 St. John Fisher over number 9 John Carroll, 25-16 the final in that contest. So everything else kind of according to Hoyle, so to speak, as far as the NCAA Division III playoffs. At halftime, we'll run down all of those scores for you. Women's basketball this afternoon. The Carthage Lady Reds are at Lake Forest in a little trouble with the Foresters. About 12 minutes to go in that contest, 55-33. Lady Reds on top of the Foresters. 3 players in double figures. Michelle Wenzel having a fine ball game, 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Stephanie Kuzmanik with 11. Christy Schmidt with 11. Haley Stursik with 9. Right now with 12 minutes left in the second half. Lady Reds leading Lake Forest 55-33. Kind of an interesting schedule in the CCIW today as far as men's basketball is concerned. 3 different teams taking on 3 teams from the Iowa Conference. You have Carthage taking on Dubuque here this afternoon. Later on this evening at 6 o'clock, it'll be number 2 ranked Illinois Wesleyan at Loras. And at 7 o'clock tonight, Milliken will be at Coe College. Later on this evening as well, it's number 5 Wheaton taking on number 8 Worcester in the Worcester Rotary Tournament. That's the championship game of that tournament. That'll get underway at about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And also tipping off now up in the Fox Valley, Elmhurst is at Lawrence this afternoon. That gets you caught up to date on everything going on. Division III football and conference basketball, Lady Reds basketball got you all caught up to date here as we get set for the tip for this afternoon's game. Carthage at 1-0 taking on 4-0 Spartans of the University of Dubuque. Let's head down to Adam King, our PA announcer here at the Tarble Arena as we get set for our national anthem.
Men's basketball tournament between the University of Dubuque and your Carthage College Redmen. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The NCAA, the CCIW, and Carthage thank you for your cooperation. Please direct your attention to the American flag at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. Captain Vavrin's service medals are displayed near the south doors of Tarble Arena. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, sung by Carthage student Matt Tomei.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Matt Tumian, student here at Carthage College, with our national anthem here this afternoon. Starting lineup for Dubuque at guard, it'll be Chris Frazier. Frazier, a 6-foot, 185-pound senior from Heidelberg, Germany. Alex Vogel at a guard, 5'10", 180, a junior out of Washington, Iowa. Mitch Michaelis will start at a guard, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior out of LeClaire, Iowa. Andre Norris at forward, 6'7", 185, out of Plainfield, Illinois. 27 points last night in the win over Benedictine. And Tyler Ware at a forward, a 6'6", junior from Platteville, Wisconsin. Frazier, Vogel, Michaelis, Andre Norris, and Tyler Ware under head coach Robbie Sieverding. So let's head down to the scores table. Adam King with the starting lineup for the Redmen.
Are you ready? And now let's see the starting lineup for your Carthage Redmen. At 4 to 6'5", senior out of Skokie, Illinois, number 30, Marlon Senior. At guard, a 6'3", senior from Tinley Park, Illinois, wearing number 5, Kevin Sykes. At center, a 6'7", junior from St. Charles, Illinois, number 40, Mike Costell. At guard, a 6'2", junior from Morton Grove, Illinois, number 14, Reese Hurst. And at guard, a 5'11", junior from Evanston, Illinois, number 21, Dante Lugan. Your Redmen are coached by Bosco Jerichovic. He's assisted by Steve Jerichovic, Quincy French, Jose Garcia, and John Voinovich.
Same starting 5 as we had last night for the Redmen. It'll be Sykes, Hurth, Logan, Senior, and Castell. Our officials this evening, John Hodell heading up our crew here today. He'll be assisted by Daniel Kaczynski and Dale Brady. Dubuque in the blue jerseys, blue shorts trimmed out in white and gray. The Redmen in the white jerseys, white shorts trimmed out in red and black. Mike Castell will jump center for the Redmen. He will go up against Andre Norris, the 6'7" sophomore out of Plainfield. John Hodell set to toss one up, and it's up, and the tap won by the Redmen. They'll bring it down first. We are underway from the Tarble Arena, game number 2 in this 25-game campaign for the Redmen. Championship game of the Carthage Classic. Reese Hurth on a drive and a hand check foul on Chris Frazier, trying to deny the dribble drive out of the right corner by Reese Hurth. Something we did not see a lot of last night, that was the parade of fouls with the hand checks, so we'll see how this crew handles that here this afternoon. Man-to-man defense here for Dubuque. Logan will set it up. Slides it off right side to Sykes. Up top to Castell, around to Logan. We'll see how patient the Redmen are offense here. That was talked about in the shoot-around this morning. Senior shot from the top of the circle, no good. The rebound pulled in by Tyler Ware for Dubuque. Spartans will bring it down. Vogel on the point, gives it up. Michaelis gives it back to Norris. Andre Norris back up top. Redmen in a man-to-man defense here. 15 on the shot clock as Vogel gets it back up top. Norris ball faking top of the circle, guarded by Senior. Will shoot over Senior and hit. A couple of ball fakes, got Senior off his feet, and was able to get it over the top of Marlon Senior for the triple. Just across the line, a three-point basket for Norris, and it's 3-0. Spartans. Norris picking up where he left off last night. 20 points in the second half of that ball game against Benedictine. Now Senior slides it off left wing to Logan. Up top, Sykes. He'll pop for three. That one's an in and out, no good. Castell getting the rebound. Counted and one. Mike Castell with the stick back off the miss by Sykes. Able to get it in. Foul and a chance for a three-point play for the junior. Michaelis picking up the foul, his first. Second foul on the Spartans, and Castell at the line for the and one. That one came up short. Rebound tipped to the near side, taken away by Michaelis. Michaelis, nice look underneath the Vogel, but lost it out of bounds, turning it over. Tried to work that one into Vogel, who was streaking down the left block, left baseline that time, and could not handle that pass. Logan will bring it across the timeline. Works it off to Reese Hurth. Hurth guarded by
Frazier, and then his entry pass into Castell was tipped away, and Norris will take it back. He'll handle the basketball. He's not afraid to dribble that ball up the floor. One of those rare big men who relishes the opportunity to handle the basketball. Norris has it again now between the rings, dishes it off, wide open look for Chris Frazier, missing. Very rare you'll see that. He had 75 made three-pointers last year, missing on that attempt. Norris with it, double dribbled. We'll call it a travel, but in essence was a double dribble that time by the big man Norris. 2 turnovers now for the Spartans here early on. We played 2 minutes, 3-2 Dubuque. Dubuque making it into the NCAA Division III tournament a year ago, winning the conference tournament in the Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Knocked off the favorite Buena Vista in that contest. Sykes going down the lane, missing. Rebound Castell. Castell wrapped up, thrown to the floor. No call. They kick it back out to Sykes. His shot no good. Castell again with the rebound. And as he tried to dish it off to Hurth, he was fouled. Good hustle inside. Much more aggressive work on the boards here, particularly in the offensive glass. I think the Redmen last night went almost 11 minutes without an offensive rebound in that first half. Got our first sub here. Mitchell Morrissey will check in. Morrissey's going to replace Tyler Ware. Morrissey, a 6'5 sophomore from Moline. Logan will handle it up top. He'll fire over the Castell three and hits. Nice job by Mike Castell setting the screen. Logan popping behind the screen, able to hit from long distance. Redmen with their first lead, 5-3. Good active first couple of minutes here from Mike Castell. Now Frazier with it, works it inside. Morrissey, we got a foul on the body that time. Castell trying to hook Morrissey that time as he started to back down and make his spin on the right baseline. Committing the foul, his first. First on the Redmen here. Spartans will inbound right of the basket. Tried to get it in, deflected off of Reese Hurth. They'll reload. They toss it in up top finally to Michaelis. Michaelis bumped off by Sykes. Sliding into Mitch Michaelis that time was Sykes committing the foul. That's the second on the Redmen. Again, they'll inbound right of the basket. 6 minutes left down in Lake Forest. Carthage Lady Reds 67, the Lake Forest Foresters 50. Once again with about 6 minutes left in that contest. Now Vogel driving, scoop with the right hand, got through the penetration again, something that Bosco really upset about as he sits down on the bench, really wants to deny that dribble drive, and that time it was Vogel with a clean access to the basket. His first 2 were tied at 5. Now Sykes, top of the circle, kicks it back out to Senior, works it off the left wing to Sykes. Castell stepping out on the screen. Sykes will shoot over the screen and hits. Another nice job by Castell that time to shield Sykes, keep the big man away. That big frame of Castell, 6'7", 235. Able to allow Sykes to hit for the 3. 8-5 Redmen. Now 3 ball again on the way by Chris Frazier. He's missed his first 2 here tonight. He was 0 for last night from behind the arc as well. Redmen with the rebound. They'll set it up offensively. Senior turnaround shot. That one's off the side of the backboard. Fouled it though. Got his own rebound back. Redmen will reload. Sykes now on the right wing. Dumps it down low, right corner. Senior had it, dribbled it. Picked up by Hurth with 6 on the shot clock. Got to get moving here. Logan will pop with the shot clock going down. Barely drew iron. Castell trying to flag it down. Stepped on the end line as he tried to save that from going out of bounds. Curtis Harrington will check in now for the Spartans along with Brandon Ferguson. Harrington 5'8", 185, a freshman from Joliet. And Ferguson, a 6'3" junior from Gurnee. Ferguson off the bench last night Pretty impressive night. 12 points in 20 minutes, also had 8 rebounds. 8-5, Redmond by 3, Spartans with the ball. Frazier getting tied up, got held up. Dante Logan trying to hold him up. What do we got, a foul or a held ball? How are you going to call a foul there? Ball was on the floor. Frazier was on the floor with it. Logan was trying to tie him up. They were wrestling pretty good at it for a while there, and finally Logan called for the foul. I'm not sure I agree with the call there. I think he might have got it tied up as Logan knocks away the entry pass intended for Norris out of bounds. Harrington will inbound, gets it in quickly. 3 on the way, no good by Frazier. He's missed his first 3 3-point attempts. Again, he made set an Iowa Conference record last year with 75 made 3-pointers. A little bit of a chill in his game here so far tonight. 8-5, Redmond by 3. Senior driving out of the corner. We got a hand check on the big man, Norris. I think that's a pretty good matchup for Marlin. I think his speed, he should be able to get past Norris. It's going to be a problem for Norris as he picks up the foul. That is his second. So he will exit here. Gage Heffernan comes in. Heffernan, I should say. 6'4", 195, a junior from Hempstead High School in Dubuque. Carthage turning it over. Each team with 2 turns so far. 8-5 Redmond. We've played 5 minutes here in Kenosha. Championship game of the Carthage Classic Basketball Tournament, 9th annual tournament. On the drive, getting stripped that time. On the drive to the basket was Ferguson. Nice job by Sykes that time to knock it away. Now Logan back to Sykes. Trying to drive, lost it, regains it, back out to Castell. Castell driving, spinning in the paint, going glass, too strong. A little extra move that time to try and avoid the contact underneath, and the rebound cleared out by Morrissey. Now Harrington with it. Inside it'll go, right block Heffernan. His shot short, pulled away by Senior off to Hirth, who gives it off to Logan. Logan across midcourt. Rolls it into Senior. Senior below the arc on the right wing. Turning, facing the basket. Now driving on Heffernan. We got a traveling violation on Senior. He's going to try and get around Heffernan that time and took the extra step trying to draw the contact rather than taking it to the contact. Scott McNellis will check in now, replacing Mike Castell. McNellis, a 6'5 freshman out of Downers Grove South. Pretty good ball game last night from McNellis. 5 points in 13 minutes. Also collected a pair of rebounds. 8-5 Redmond. And 3 ball in and out that time by Brandon Ferguson. The team's cold here as getting it inside Van Wyck. Lost it. It was swatted out from behind by Dubuque. Carthage will retain possession here. Carthage just 3 of 11 so far. Dubuque 2 for 7. 1 for 5 behind the arc. Hirth driving around that time off the inbound. Able to circle around right side, down the lane for the layup. First 2 for the game for Reese Hirth. Largest lead of the game now at 5 for the Redmond, 10-5. Ferguson. Cut off, lost it. Sykes with the strip job. Hirth able to come away with it. A little extra shove by Ferguson as he gets by Sykes. Van Wyck to Sykes will set it up. Van Wyck, Sykes, McNellis, Hirth, and Logan. Now Hirth gives it off to Van Wyck. Right side it goes Logan. Logan, cross-court dribble. Now feeds McNellis. Free throw line jumper. Back heel nil. The rebound nearly taken away from Ferguson by Dante Logan, but Ferguson will dribble out of trouble. Takes it down the floor. Works it off on the right wing. Kalis back up top. In the hands of Harrington. Curtis Harrington. Feeding top of the circle to Heffernan. Cross-court feed, left corner. Driving out of there is Ferguson. Pulls up, short, rebound. Spartans, stick back, and a foul. Sam Baldwin getting the rebound, going right back up with it. And he will go to the free throw line. Check that, number 30, not number 10. John, get your glasses checked. Mitchell Morrissey that time getting that rebound, going back up with it. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Morrissey able to hit.
It's your random lineup number 33, Jason Scott.
Morrissey this season, his first free throws coming into this tournament.
Number 20, Argover.
This night, Morrissey did not get to the line, so those are his first free throw attempts of the year coming up. Made the first one, he's got one more coming. Kane Arthofer checks in now for the Spartans. 6'3" freshman out of Bettendorf. And then for the shooter is Tyler Ware. So Morrissey goes 2 for 2 at the stripe, cuts the deficit to 3. It's 10-7 Redmond. 11:35 to go here in our first half. Sykes works it off to Van Wyk, over to Logan here in the near wing. Works around the McNellis screen, pulls up in the paint and hits. Dante Logan with 5. Nice little move around the McNellis screen. Give and go that time. Drove around the McNellis screen, pulled up in the paint. Driving to the basket, missing was Harrington. Ball loose inside, taken back by the Spartans. Alone on the arc. Shot taken that time by Heffernan, no good. Rebound pulled in by Ware. Spartans will reload. Rebounds even at 9 apiece so far through the first half of our first 20-minute frame, as again, Frazier forcing it up, no good. Rebound pulled away by McNellis. Down the floor quickly to Sykes. Sykes pulls up left of the free throw line. That curls off, no good. Van Wyk tried to tip it out. It goes off a Spartan player. I think it initially hit Van Wyk there down low and then rolled off of the shoulder of Tyler Ware out of bounds. So Carthage getting a break. They'll get the ball back underneath. Leading by 5. Logan tried to force it into McNellis. Back out to Logan. McNellis will set the screen. Little pick and roll. Back to McNellis. He'll fire it up and hit. Real simple on that Carthage offense. Just a little two-man game. A little pick and roll between Logan and McNellis. McNellis with the finish. Lead back out to 7. 14-7 Redmond. 10:15 to play. Now on the drive to the basket left side. The running one-hander good by Heffernan. Gage Heffernan with the bucket. His first points. Trims the deficit to 5. Jason Scott out there now for the Redmen, working with Sykes and Logan. Scott, fine look last night. Not one of the better players on the floor last night. All things considered, his first collegiate start, or first collegiate game, I should say. Logan now with 9 on the shot clock. Needs to move. Gets it back out to Scott with 3, with 2. He'll put it up and was fouled outside the arc. They get a bailout there. Dan Kaczynski on the bailout. I mean, the Redmen a chance to get to the free throw line here. Shot clock going down and calls the foul on Kane Arthofer, fouling Scott behind the arc. So 3 free throws upcoming here for the freshman. Comes up short. Scott out of Homewood Flossmoor High School. Originally from Chicago Heights, Illinois. Second free throw is short as well. Empty on the first 2 here.
Returning to your Redmond lineup, number 14,
Reese Hirth will check back in, replacing Kevin Sykes. Third free throw attempt. Third one's the charm. There you go. 1 for 3 that trip. 15-9. Redmond lead to 6. Hirth will defend Harrington here on the man-to-man setup. He's get it back in the hands of Frazier. Frazier back outside. Thought about it. Reloads. Gives it off to the big man Ware. Ware back to Frazier. Frazier out of Heidelberg, Germany. Arthofer now on the drive, dishes it off to his right, driving in right side. Heffernan lays it up and in. And the Redmen have to do a better job denying that. They've got to get some help over there and seal off that baseline. You can't let them penetrate with the dribble drive. 15-11, Carthage by 4. Logan with it on the left wing. Gets it back to McNellis. McNellis got caught deep, kind of behind the basket, kind of caught that pass awkwardly. Had an awkward shot and a flip up that time on the way back the other way. Harrington out of control, flipped it high off the backboard. Scott out of the corner, nails that one. Jason Scott out of the left corner, just inside the arc, able to knock that one down off the feed from Logan. 3 points for the freshman Scott. 17-11, Redmond. They get it down low. Ware turnaround shot with the right hand, soft. Came up short, rebound Van Wyk. Clears it out to Scott. Scott with it back to Logan. Logan now back to Scott here on the left wing. Up top to Van Wyk, reversing right side back to Logan. Van Wyk will set the screen. Logan penetrates, skip pass back out to Scott. Nails the three on the left wing. Run to perfection there. Timeout, Dubuque. Nice look there. Logan and Scott knowing where each other were at all times. And Scott just camping out in that left wing and able to knock down the triple. And Dubuque will take a 30-second timeout here. 7:48 to play. 20-11, largest lead of the game at 9. 7:48 to play for the Redmen. 20-11, largest lead of the game at 9. 7:48 to play for the Redmen. 20-11, largest lead of the game. I told you Division III football, just one other playoff game still in progress. I told you Division III leading Pacific Lutheran 28-0. Everything else all final. Mount Union over Washington Jefferson 28-34-20. All final. Hardin Baylor defeated Redlands today 35-7. North Central 63. Albion 7. Whitewater over St. Norbert. North Central 7. Bethel defeated St. Scholastic 7 over St. Norbert. North Central. Platteville over Concordia of Mequon 54-20. Hobart over Gallaudet 34-7. It was St. John Fisher over John Carroll 25-16. Wesley over Johns Hopkins 29-24. Wittenberg 59, Lebanon Valley 17. And the upset of the day, Wartburg knocking off Illinois Wesleyan 41-7. That game in Bloomington today. Play resumes, and we got a whistle on the clear out, a foul as Hurth tried to take the dribble out of traffic. Heffernan picking up the foul on the reach that time. 16 fouls now on the Spartans. McNellis, Logan, Hurth, Scott, and Van Wyk out there for the Redmen. You have Vogel along with Brandon Ferguson, Gage Heffernan. And we got a hand check foul on Hurth as he was taking the dribble again. Mitch Michaelis. That's 2 on Michaelis. 17 foul, so the Redmen will shoot bonus. And they'll bring Chris Frazier right back in. He'll replace Michaelis, who exits with 2 personal fouls. Reese Hurth struggled a little bit last night offensively. Able to knock down the free throw. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line, but from the field was just 3 of 12 and 1 of 6 from behind the arc. Talking with Steve Jurkovic before the game today, and he was saying Hurth was going to have a rebound game here. He's going to come back a little bit more intensity on the offensive end. He makes both free throws. He has 4. 22-11. Redmen have stretched it to 11. We got a reach foul that time. It's going to go on Scott, his first. Trying to deny the dribble penetration. Again, that little Olay move, little sword move, if you will, trying to stick the arm out as the guy's getting past you on the drive. And toss it all the way in the backcourt. They do. Frazier will track it down. 22-11. Redmond leading here. They work it in top of the circle. Crew with it. Works it back to Vogel. Back to Crew. Backing in on Van Wyk. Tried to throw it back out. It's going to be an over and back violation here on the Spartans. Good defense that time by the Redmen. Van Wyk especially staying with his man. It's the 6th turnover committed by the Spartans here this afternoon. Logan looking up top to McNellis. McNellis driving, going right baseline, lays it up and in. Carthage starting to pull away here a little bit offensively, getting those numbers back up. 9 of 21 now, better than 42%. McNellis with 4 points. 24-11, lead out to 13. Ferguson runs the lane, missing the shot, rebound Logan. He'll run it out. Logan's got numbers, 4 on 2. The pass was deflected from behind, and they have to reload to Hirth. Hirth for 3 off the wing, good. Reese Hirth with the 3, timeout Dubuque. Extending the lead out 27-11. On the 3 ball by Hirth. Hirth now with 7. And again, it'll be a 30-second timeout. Well, Redmond pulling away here. Lead by 16. Going on a 10-0 run here after Jason Scott hit the jumper at 8:29 to put the Redmen up 17-11. They've run 10 more off. So it's a 12-0 run here by the Redmen. .6:16 to go here in this first half. .27-11 in favor of the Redmen. Again, a very good Dubuque team. Off to a 4-0 start. Tournament team from a year ago. Redmen handling it well here at home. Alex Vogel with it. Back up top. Frazier fires, missing. Frazier has been stone cold here in this ball game. Now 0 for 6 from the field. One of the team's leading returners in scoring, in particular perimeter shooting. McNellis, 15-footer out of left corner, rolls off the rim. Vogel clears it out for the Spartans. Vogel down the floor. Gets it to Ferguson on the left wing. It's a screen set that time by Norris. Drives around the screen, pulls up, rattles out, no good. Ball carried out of bounds, knocked out, and deflected out by Mitchell Morrissey. Marlin Sr. will check back in for the Redmen, replacing McNellis. And Curtis Harrington will check in, replacing Alex Vogel for Dubuque. 27-11, Redmen in front, 5.5 minutes to go, first half. Very good first half here. So Miles Olson in now for the Redmen. Olson, the sophomore out of East Troy. Olson top of the circle, leaves it for Senior. Senior backing down right block, turnaround shot off the heel, kept alive, tap in by Van Wyk. Cameron Van Wyk on that left block right there, immediately on the miss by Senior. It hit the heel, rolled off to the left. Van Wyk all in one motion, tapped it up with the left hand. 29-11. 14-0 run here for the Redmen. And again, Ferguson driving to the basket, falling away from the hoop, missing the shot. The rebound pulled away by Van Wyk. Gets it to Senior, who couldn't handle it, takes it out of bounds, turning it over. Mike Castell will check in, replacing Van Wyk. 4:41 to go here in the half, and the Redmen in front, 29-11. Dubuque, 21%, 4 of 19, just 1 of 7 from behind the arc so far. Looking down low, Norris finding Ferguson, draws the foul. Nice pass by Andre Norris over the top down to the big man, Ferguson, and Olson committing the foul, his first, the 6th on the Redmen, so both teams now in the bonus the rest of the way out. Ferguson on the line, flat off his hand, barely drew iron. Ferguson on the season, 72% from the stripe. He'll have one more here. Second one on the way. That one's good. That ends the string.
Returning to the Spartans lineup, number 20, Tarble.
It was a 16-0 run by the Redmen. 29-12. 4:20 to play. Olsen gives it off to Hirth on the right wing, looking for some help. Now penetrates, drives, goes with the right hand, missing. Castell got a hand on it, couldn't gather it in, and lost it out of bounds. Spartans will bring it up full length here. Harrington works it off. Arthofer, long three, no good. Rebound pulled away by Senior. Senior bounce feed behind Jason Scott. Ball deflected out of bounds. Scott last to touch it. It'll be Spartan basketball, and Bosco wants a timeout. Things getting a little ragged for the Redmen here. They'll take a 30-second timeout. 3:52 to go. 29-12 in favor of the Redmen. So the football playoffs shape up like this. North Central with their win over Albion today. They will take on UW-Platteville next Saturday. And Wartburg knocking out Illinois Wesleyan. So Wartburg gets the pleasure of going up to Minneapolis to take on the Royals of Bethel. Whitewater a winner today. They knocked off St. Norbert 31-7. So interesting. As well as Illinois Wesleyan played all year long, they get to the playoffs and lay the proverbial egg in front of the home folks. That can't be going over well with the faithful down in Bloomington. Spartans working it offensively. On the way, good. First made basket of the game for Chris Frazier. He was 0 for 6, 0 for 5 from behind the arc. Finally able to get that one to go. 29-15, 3:20 to play. Hirth, long three, good off the right wing. Reese Hirth now in double figures with 10. Left alone out there in that right arc, and just soft rainbow through the net. Frazier again pumping from the outside, that time missing. And Arhofer comes up with it. Wow, they're going to call it a Marlin Senior. I was looking at maybe Arthofer going over the back, but it said Senior with the shove that time to commit the foul. That will put Arthofer at the line. Bonus free throws here, so it'll be 1-1. Makes the first. 4 out of 5 now as a team, Dubuque from the stripe this afternoon. They've done a nice job on the rebounding end too. A +5 so far for Carthage. 19-14 advantage as makes the second. So Kane Arthofer knocks down both free throws, makes it a 32-17 ball game. 2:50 to play. In our first half here in Kenosha, championship game of the Carthage Classic. Tip-off tournament start the season for the Redmen. Scott now on the left wing. Gets around Arthofer. Arthofer with the hand check. And they'll call him for the foul. Pretty obvious there. He just got him across the chest, just stuck the arm out, got the palms into the numerals of the front part of Scott's jersey. So Jason Scott on the free throw line, where he's 1 for 3 today. They get 2 out of 4 as he nails that one in. He's going to be a pretty good player. I think this Scott kid has a chance. Huge upside. Plays within himself. Nails the second one. 2 for 2 that trip for Scott. Mr. Scott with 8 points. 34-17. Harrington will bring it across. Works it off to Arthofer. They set the screen on Scott. Now they work back pass left side to Heffernan. Heffernan now on the dribble through the paint. Cut off and traveled or what? Got a block inside on the Redmen. Going to call it on Reese Hirth.
14, Reese Hirth, his first personal foul.
So that'll be the first on Hirth. They said he slid into the drive that time by Heffernan. And Heffernan knocks down the front end. Heffernan 70% from the stripe this season. Coming into this tournament, averaging 11 points. He had 8 last night in the victory over Benedictine as he nails the second. 34-19, 2:15 to play first half. Redmond in front here. 16-0 run. Second part of our first half. It's opened up a lead here. It's a nice look inside Mike Castell. Off the feed from Logan. Little head shoulder fake. Popped off the right block and going glass did Castell. 4 points for the junior. 36-19. Now Frazier penetrates, gets to the paint. Off the glass too strong. Rebound rolls to Castell. He'll set it up with $1:45 remaining. Logan across midcourt. Works it off right wing Senior. Nice lob pass right block Castell. Turnaround jumper there. Good. Little spin move that time as they caught that pass from Senior on the right block. That freed him from the defender inside. That was Morrissey trying to defend Castell. He was able to hit that little spinning floater. 38-19. Redmond have doubled it up. Nearly get the steal as Senior. Nearly picked the pocket of Arthofer that time. Now Harrington stumbles his way to the paint. A late whistle and a foul called. That's 2 now on Dante Logan. Said he came across the arm. John Hodel on the call there. Give him 2 shots out of that too. My goodness. I didn't think he was hoisting up for a shot. Osco. I think he's going to lose those glasses. I hope Becky's got an extra pair. Harrington making the front end. Olsen will check back in for Dante Logan, who sits down with 2 personal fouls. Rebound. Senior stumbled off the block, couldn't get to it. And getting to it, putting it up that time was Heffernan, missing the shot though. And the rebound by Senior gives it off to Olsen. Under a minute to go now in our first half. Scott back to Senior. Marlin Senior led the team last night, spinning in the paint, going off the glass and down. Pulled off the front of the rim, hit the backboard, then settled right in the twine. 40-20, Redmond in front here. Final 40 seconds of the first half. A much better effort on the glass. And they've defended well here. Frazier finally hits from long distance. His first triple tonight. I think that is second triple. He's now 2 for 7 shooting threes here so far. He's been cold, as has the Dubuque team. Under 20% throughout much of this latter stages of the first half. Carthage will spread it out, playing for 1. Olsen with 7, now with 6. Olsen feeds Senior in the paint. Gets it off to Hirth, left corner, on the way, shot partially blocked, loose inside, and the horn will sound, ending our first half, as the Redmen will take a 17-point lead into the locker room. A 16-0 run midway through this first half, and the Redmen lead 40-23. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break, back with halftime numbers right after this on your home for Redmen basketball, AM 1050, WLIP. Second half action set to begin here at the Tarble Arena. John Weiser back with you as the Carthage Redmen lead it by a score of 40-23. The championship game of the Carthage Classic here this afternoon. Starting 5 on the floor for the Redmen. It'll be Sykes, Hirth, Logan, Senior, and Mike Castell. For the Dubuque Spartans, it'll be Frazier, Vogel, Michaelis, Norris, and Ware. They're starting 5 as well. And the Redmen doing a nice job defensively. 24% shooting for University of Dubuque. 6 of 25 from the floor. Redmond just a scooch under 50%, 15 of 31, 48%. Leading scorer in that ball game so far, Reese Hirth with 10. The only player in double figures for either team. See if Carthage can keep it up here for the final 20 minutes. Really nice to get some confidence built up going into that Washington University game on Wednesday. A tough stretch there. Washington U on Wednesday here at home. Oshkosh here at home on Saturday. Oshkosh, well, they've struggled still out of that Wisconsin league. Very, very good school, very good program, and trying to get both their men's and women's basketball programs turned around and be for an interesting matchup before the Redmen then play Cardinal Stritch out of the NAIA a week from this coming Monday. So very tough schedule, a lot of playoff teams involved, and that's the way Bosco likes it. As we're underway to start the second half, it'll be Spartans with the basketball. They trail 40-23. Man-to-man defense here for the Redmen. They'll just go ahead and hoist away, and getting off to a quick start there is Chris Frazier. Well, it's one of those adages, I guess. You shoot yourself into a slump, you shoot your way out of one. And Frazier, up to that point, 2 for 10 from the floor. New half, he's now 1 for 1 from long distance. Nice feed inside to Castell that time from Sykes. Sykes with a good feed on the high-low, top of the key, down low left, and Castell able to finish. Castell with 8. 42-26, just underway second half. Now pulling up is Michaelis. He's hits. A little running one-hander that time down the right baseline. Banks it in. A little bit better shooting here early on so far for Dubuque. 42-28. Now Hirth had it stripped out of his hands. Back the other way comes Michaelis. 3-on-1 the other way. Lobs it in to Norris. Norris with the flush down as the ball goes through the hoop and out into the stands on the far side. So Dubuque off to a quick start here. Start this second half. They've narrowed it down to 12, 42-30. You know there's going to be a little bit of a push here by the Spartans. And their playoff team from a year ago won the Iowa Conference Tournament over Buena Vista in the finals of that conference. Went on to play Whitewater in the first round. Logan penetrates, then was looking for Senior. Bounce pass stolen away by Vogel. Outlets to Michaelis. Head and shoulder fake was hammered by Sykes, and he'll go to the free throw line. Much better effort by Dubuque, and a timeout taken by Bosco. A flat start to begin the half for the Redmen. Couple of turnovers. And Bosco wants to settle everybody down. Good timeout here taken by Bosco. On a 30-second timeout here. So Bosco talking to his troops. They're all standing in a circle around him. He's out on the floor. Coaching staff for Dubuque down below me. Robbie Sieverding and his staff drawing some plays up, so they've made some adjustments here at the half. Let's see if the Redmen can do same. Getting to the line here will be Mitch Michaelis. He will shoot 2, his first trip to the line tonight. Michaelis coming into the game, this tournament I should say, averaging 12 points per game, able to knock down the front end. Chance to cut it to 10 here, and he does. 10-point advantage, 42-32. Minute and a half into our second half. Sykes now to Senior, middle of the floor, works it off left side Logan. Logan guarded by Vogel. Back up top, Hirth for 3. That one rattles off, no good. Rebound pulled away by Michaelis. Like Sykes may have gotten pulled in from behind, no call that time. A chance to cut it to single digits on this trip. Andre Norris going hard to the basket, finger roll right hand, and does. 8-point game. Andre Norris, who had 27 last night. Norris now with 5. His first bucket here of the second half, 42-34. Senior will launch a 3. That one is short. battle for the rebound, whistle and a foul. And it's going to go on Tyler Ware, shoving Castell out of the way. It's first on Ware, first on the Spartans. Mitchell Morrissey will check in for Ware. Carthage will inbound right of the basket. And hoisting quick threes. Need to just be a little more patient on offense. Run through the offense, not shoot out of it. Earth now, right side, drops it down. Senior working on Ware, going up strong, got it in. Marlin Senior out muscling Ware, or Norris I should say, on the baseline. Taking Norris right to the basket, going up and over the top. Marlin Senior with 4. Norris again wide open underneath. Senior late getting around the screen. Remains an 8-point game, 44-36. Now Hurth, top of the circle. Gets it off to Sykes. Sykes on the left wing. To Castell, reversing right side to Logan. Logan with Vogel guarding him, steps around the senior screen, loops it back to Hurth on the right wing, step around the defender. Inside the arc, fires the shot, no good. Castell saved it from going out, but right into the hands of Morrissey. They got a 5-on-4 as Castell late to get back. They'll launch the 3 on the way. That rattles off the rim, no good. Ball kept alive. Knocked around off the glass, still loose. Vogel tipped it himself. Off the glass, got his own rebound, laid it up and in. Vogel with 4, the lead down to 6, 44-38. So an early push here by Dubuque. Sykes with it up top to Senior. Marlin Senior looking inside, looking for Castell. A lot of shoving, finally the whistle. And a foul called. Morrissey that time, working over Castell. Morrissey called for the foul, his first.
His first personal foul, second team foul.
Logan now inbounds to Senior. He'll shoot over the Castell screen. No good. Logan tried to tip it out. The rebound cleared out by Frazier. Gets it down to Andre Norris. Norris back to Vogel. Vogel back out. Frazier for 3. That's money. Frazier for 3. It's a 3-point game. Timeout, Redmond. Carthage must have fell asleep in the locker room. They have yet to come out. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 44-41. Redmond by 3. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. A flat start to the second half for the Redmen as the Dubuque Spartans on an 18-4 run, 7 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 3 from behind the arc, have pulled to within 3. It's 44-41. Carthage with the lead and the ball as play resumes. Logan off to Hurth. Hurth will fire it up. That one's off the back rib, no good. Castell able to get the offensive rebound. Now driving hard. Head shoulder fake at the basket was blocked by Andre Norris. And we got a whistle and a foul, and it's going to go on Michaelis, I believe. Let's see. What do we got here? Play was stopped. They'll give it a goaltending call is what they're going to give it. They give the basket to the Redmen. 46-41. Redmen by 5. As Michaelis now works it off to Vogel. Vogel collided with both Sykes and Hurth. Tried to go between them and drew the foul. It's going to go on Reese Hurth. That's his second. Second on the team here in the second half, and the Spartans will inbound left to the basket. They get it in quickly. Firing the shot from the corner was Frazier. That one's no good. Rebound Senior. Outlets to Logan. They want to run the floor. Dante Logan penetrates. Skip pass into the corner. Sykes. Sykes fouled. No call as he missed that shot. He was nearly pulled down in the corner. And they let that one go. Goes out of bounds off a Carthage player. It'll be Spartan basketball in the backcourt. 46-41. 17-point lead, down to 3 at one point. 44-41. Getting the goaltending call and back up by 5 here. 5 minutes into our second half. Lob it down low to Norris. Norris, and traveled with the basketball. Yes, he did. That's a good call from the official up top, Dan Kozinski, because Norris caught that ball underneath and established the pivot foot, his left foot underneath the basket, and then changed and went to his right foot and pivoted back out to try and dunk the basketball. He caught that pass underneath the basket. And Castell that time held up trying to go for the lob from Senior, but a foul called on that end, on a hold. It's going to go on Morrissey holding Castell. Third on the team. For Morrissey, his second. Redmond will inbound right to the basket. 46-41 Carthage. 14 and a half minutes to go. Logan with it high in the right wing. Guarded by Vogel. Takes the slow dribble. Now works it off to Hirth on the right wing. Hirth guarded by Frazier. Off to Senior. Nice lob underneath looking for Castell. Broken up. Ball popped up in the air. Players collide. Hit the deck. Out of there with it is Alex Vogel for the Spartans. He'll take the dribble down the floor. Penetrates. Got caught in the lane. Kicks it back out. Norris for three. Off the front of the rim. No. Castell able to grab the board for the Redmen. Gives it off to Logan. Logan now to Reese Hirth around the Castell screen. Hirth jump stop in the paint, going strong to the rim. No, tap up, no. Ball loose in the paint. Castell had it, tied up, held ball. Should be Redmond basketball. Possession arrow favoring the Redmen as Castell got tied up inside by Morrissey. Check that Michaelis on the tie-up.
Number 24, Ferguson. And number 15, Harrington.
Brandon Ferguson, along with Curtis Harrington in, replacing Frazier and Vogel. 46-41, Redmond by 5. They led by as many as 17 to start the half. 18-4 run, cut it to 3. Logan, nice move. Senior to Sykes. That one's a rattle out, no good. Castell getting the rebound, was fouled. Mike Castell showing some emotion on the floor, pounding his chest. Foul's going to go on the Spartans. Heffernan. That's the fourth team foul on the Spartans. Again, Castell not going to be denied on that rebound. Starting to take his game up an extra intensity level. He's got 9 boards, 10 points, 9 rebounds so far for Castell today. Carthage will inbound left of the basket. Officials making sure on the stack, no contact there as they get it into Senior. Marlin Senior to Castell, I should say, over to Logan. Logan around to Jason Scott. Scott with it. Guarded hard by Michaelis. Now gives it up to Dante Logan. 20 on the shot clock here. Logan driving, penetrates, dishes it behind a Senior, trailing the play, lays it up and in. Everybody went flashing toward Logan on the dribble penetration. That left Senior open on the trail. Got that nice pass down the left side of the baseline and laid it in. 6 for Marlin Senior. 48-41, Redmond by 7, an inside foul that time. Trying to deny the entry pass to Norris on the block. Senior commits the foul, his second.
Senior, his second personal foul. Third team foul.
Spartans will inbound underneath. So we have ourselves a game here. Toss it up top to Andre Norris. Norris around the near side to Jared Cuban. Cuban gives it back up to Harrington. Harrington back to Norris on the right block. Backing down on Senior. Turnaround on Senior. No look pass to Harrington. Wide open 3 left wing. No. Fouled it though. Got his own rebound. Went back going glass. No. Tip up by Cuban. No. Ball loose inside. Cuban, his shot air ball. Picked up by Castell. He'll outlet to Hirth. A lot of looks, but nothing happened in that time for the Spartans as the Redmen will clear it out. Logan now gets around the Senior screen. Pull-up jumper, free throw line, good. Dante Logan around the screen set by Marlin Senior, back up by 9. A 6-0 run here to counter for the Redmen. 50-41. On the drive to the basket right side, Mitch Michaelis. Michaelis with 6 now. 50-43. Redmond by 7 here, 11:50 to go. Logan high on the right wing, guarded by Harrington. Works it off to Jason Scott, reversing left side to Hirth. Hirth now. Step back behind the arc. That's off the heel, no good. Marlin Sr. trying to go for it. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Sr. as he collided with Ferguson, and Marlin picks up his third. Calling for the shove, so they're going to have to get Sr. off the floor here. See if they get Cameron Van Wyk into the game. They will. They get Van Wyk and Scott McNellis in. So Van Wyk and McNellis will come in, replacing Senior and Castell. 50-43, 11 and a half minutes remaining. Here in this one, Redmond looking for pick up the championship of their own tournament here. And the drive to the basket, unable to deny the dribble drive once again as Heffernan circled all the way around up top of the circle to his left, took it all the way to the rim and laid it in. 50-45. And Logan going hard to the basket was fouled. Is it in the act of shooting or not? Harrington picking up the foul. It'll put Logan on the line shooting 2. For Harrington, his first, the 5th on the Spartans. And Dante Logan on the stripe. Logan, his first trip to the line. And the Spartans will take a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Jimmy will take another break. 11-11 remaining. 50-45, the Redmond by 5. We'll be back with free throws right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. 50-45, Redmond by 5 following the Spartan timeout. Dante Logan will go to the stripe, shooting 2. Logan with 5 points today. Make it 6 on his first trip to the free throw line. Logan right around 78% shooting free throws. Drops the second one in. 52-45. The lead back out to 7 here for the Redmen. So we played the first 9 minutes here the second half, and it was a very quick 18-4 run that suddenly brought this game back into reality here for Dubuque. As they struggled in that first half, but off to a very good start as we nearly got the steal by Jason Scott as he tried to pick the pocket of Heffernan that time, but got too much of the arm trying to knock the ball loose, and Scott picks up his second foul. It'll be the 5th on the Redmen. Norris will check back in, replacing Cuban for Dubuque. And the Spartans 4-0 on the year. Made it to the NCAA tournament, Division III tournament last year. So they're not going to get rattled. This is 3 experienced players on the floor, so down this road before. They had won 11 of their last 12. They only lost that playoff loss in the first round to UW Whitewater last year. Harrington between the circles with it. 10.5 minutes to go. Slides it off left side. 14 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Heffernan. Heffernan on the drive. Ferguson now. A little floater. The Crier falls that time. Little teardrop through the lane. And she fell through the net that time. 52-47. Ferguson now with 5 points. Now Hirth will back it off. Pulls up. Top of the circle 3. That curls off no good. Rebound pulled away by Andre Norris. 5-point game. Chance to drop it to 3. We're down to 2 with a triple here. Ferguson on the dribble, and they're going to call the hand check on the Redmen. Jason Scott, I believe. Going to call that. That's what they're going to call this year. You can't stick the hand into the chest of the guy with the basketball. They're just going to call that, and John Hodel right on top of that. Jason Scott picks up his 3rd foul. It's last one to give. Next one puts the Spartans on the line. 16 fouls now on the Redmen. Norris with it up top, guarded by McNellis. It's an interesting matchup there. They work it off to Vogel. Vogel up top, Heffernan. Gage Heffernan weaves his way down low, left side, lays it up and in. Got around both Van Wyk and McNellis that time. 52-49, 3-point game. Scott now off to Logan. To Van Wyck. Works it off to Sykes. Sykes now nearly had it poked out. 15 on the shot clock here. 9-10 to play. Logan on the drive. Hand check foul. And called to Vogel with the foul. Castell will check back in for the Redmen, replacing Cameron Van Wyck. Kind of a rough go of it here for Van Wyck.
The Spartans lineup is number 30, Morrissey.
Morrissey also will check back in for the Spartans. He will replace Heffernan. Carthage will inbound right of the basket. Each team with 6 team fouls now. As Logan tried to get into Castell, was poked out from behind. Good job that time by Ware to poke that, or excuse me, by Morrissey to poke that one away. A chance to pull to within 1 or tie it with a triple here. Big possession here for the Spartans. 8:50 to go. Coming all the way back from a 17-point deficit. They're going to call the foul before the shot. Again on the body. And the Redmen just not able to stay up with Vogel. And Sykes picks up his third.
7th team foul.
So Vogel will go to the line. His first trip. He has 4 points today. 2 of 2 from the floor. Drops in the front end. Coming in 50% from the line this year is Vogel. Second one is short. And the rebound over the back, Norris. Good call there is McNellis. Yep, good call there. Norris went over the back of McNellis to pull down that rebound, and credit Scott McNellis for getting the space there on the missed free throw. Boxed out Norris that time. Norris picking up foul number 3. That's the 7th team foul, so Scott McNellis will go to the free throw line. McNellis 2 for 2 from the stripe last night. This is his first trip here today. 4 points on the afternoon for the freshman out of Downers Grove South. Drops in the front end. Another one to keep an eye on. Texting with Antoine McDaniel last night, I said, I'm very impressed with this freshman group. Twan, I know you're watching and listening today, but I really like this McNellis kid. I like the Scott kid. Of course, Castell. Be interesting for those 3. As on the drive, are they going to count it? Oh, they're going to give him continuation on that one. Count the basket and 1 upcoming for Andre Norris as he was able to penetrate top of the circle down to the paint.
8th team foul.
Foul will go on McNellis, his first. So the and 1 upcoming for Andre Norris. About this time last night, he was strapping the team on his back. Pulling his team from a 9-point deficit into a 3-point win. 54-53, they're to within 1. 8.5 minutes remaining. On the drive, Sykes, finger roll, right hand, good. Evan Sykes taking it right to the rim that time. He's got 5. 56-53, Redmen. 8:15 to go. Ferguson wide open. Andre Norris got around McNellis. Easy layup. Norris with 14. He is starting to feel it here. 56-55. Again, the Spartans to within 1. 2-3 zone here for the Spartans. So they go out of man. They go 2-3 here. Let's see if the Redmen recognize. Scott, long 3. It's an air ball. Picked up by Sykes, though. Did not hit the rim, so the Redmen did not get the luxury of a fresh shot clock. Hurth for 3. Whoa, that's huge. Check that. Kevin Sykes from right in front of the Redmen bench drops in the 3. Big 3 ball there. 59-55 to lead out to 4. Now jump stop into Castell, and they're going to call it for the block. Well, Castell did all he could. That was simply the player jumping into Castell, who was planted on the floor. That's his second. Morrissey that time got the ball down low, and in the effort to make the jump stop, jumped into Castell, initiated the contact, but nonetheless Castell with the foul. Morrissey able to drop in the free throw. It's 9 team fouls now on the Redmen. Dubuque 14 of 17 from the line. That one rolled off, no good. Castell clears the boards for the Redmen. Castell now with 10 boards. Double-double tonight for Castell. 59-56, Redmen lead to 3, 7:20 to play. Lewis through the lane, little running one-hander is good. Scott. Why do I call him Lewis? I don't know. Doesn't look like a Lewis that I know. Scott that time with a nice move. 10 points for Scott, 3 on the way, good for Frazier. Frazier left alone on the arc. He is hot here. He's now hit his last 3 3-pointers. Started out 2 for 5, and he is now 4 for 8 as they pick the pocket of Castell. Norris coming back the other way, 2-point game. Norris into McNellis, and they're going to call the blocking foul on McNellis. McNellis didn't quite get the feet set, trying to take the charge by Norris. And Andre Norris at the free throw line with a chance to tie. That's the 10th team foul, so 2 free throws here for Norris. 61% on the line. Averaging a little bit better than 17 a game. That one falls over the front of the rim and down. So they've come all the way back to within 1 yet again. The Redmen have enough in the tank here. That one was flat. Rebound tipped through Scott into the hands of Logan. Remains a 1-point game here for the Redmen. 61-60, and the Vogel with the bump on Logan. That's the 8th team foul on the Spartans, and Dante Logan will go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. Just tried to drive past him down the right side, and Vogel stuck out the arm.
Logan at the line.
Second foul on Vogel. Dante Logan back at the line where he is 2 for 2, has 9 points tonight, 9 points, 7 assists. Free throw is good for Dante. Logan now in double figures. He has 10. Hurth with 10. Castell with 10. Jason Scott with 10. Second free throw coming. That one is good. Dante Logan 2 for 2. Marlin Sr. will come in replacing McNellis. 6.5 minutes to go. Tight ball game. Redmen leading by 3, 63-60. Need to D it up here. Vogel with the rhythm dribble. Gives it off to Michaelis. Michaelis on the drive. Leans in on Sykes. Going glass, no. And rebound, and Norris getting the rebound, was hammered across the arm. He will go to the line shooting 2. Kevin Sykes picks up foul number 4. Coming across the arm of Norris that time, going for the loose ball. Norris missed his last 2 free throws now. They've both been flat. Off the front of the rim as Hurth will check in for Sykes. Sykes with 4 personal fouls. We'll get a breather here. A chance to cut it to 2 here for Andre Norris. That one rattles out no good. He's missed his last 3. Rebound Castell out to Logan. 63-60 Redmen. 6:05 to go. Senior sets the screen. Logan will shoot over it. That one lips out no good. Ball tap brought down by Frazier. He'll clear it out. Once again, the Spartans with a chance to tie with a long distance one here. Vogel guarded by Scott. Gets it to Morrissey. Morrissey pulls up right baseline. No. Kind of shot on the run that time to avoid the contact by Senior. Senior got the rebound. Outlets to Logan. Logan now will set it up. 5.5 minutes to go. 3-point Redmond lead. Now Hirth up top, it goes to Castell. Castell gets it back to Logan. Logan on the right wing to Scott. Jason Scott gave up the dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Now they roll it inside, poked away by Senior. 6 on the shot clock. Now with 5, Logan, desperation 3, got it! They'll count it as a 2. His feet was just inside the arc. Logan with the shot clock hitting 0, able to drop one in from 25. 65-60 Redmond by 5 as we go under 5 minutes to play. And what do we got? Moving screen in there. What do we have? Got a holding foul on Marlin Senior. So Logan, I believe, let's see, who had the foul on? We got the... What do we have here? John Hodell holding a lecture down there with players and officials. And I don't think we got a foul call here. I think the table needs to know who it was on. It's going to go on Reese Hirth, his third. This will put Michaelis at the free throw line. Michaelis, 2 for 2, make it 3 out of 3, 7 points. Not sure what all that discussion was about. Lengthy lecture going on down there. And Michaelis, that one rattles in, hits them both. 3-point game, 65-62. We approach 4:50 remaining here in Kenosha. Jason Scott with it on the right wing. Scott back to Castell. Castell now backing in, right paint, turning, facing the basket, crawls off the rim. No, but the tap up by Senior goes in. Castell did all he could, did a nice spin on the right block, leaned in, fell off left side. Senior was there with the tip in. 8 points for Marlin Senior. Vogel now lost the dribble. Scott reached in, tried to take it away, and they say he got his arm, and he's going to, Marlin Senior going to usher him back to the paint area and say, keep your mouth closed. Don't get smart with the official. Vogel will go to the line, shooting double bonus. Able to hit the front end. Dubuque now 17 of 24 from the stripe. The Redmond 11 of 14. Second one goes down as well. 67-64, Redmond by 3, 4:20 to play. Logan, Senior, Castell, Hirth, and Scott out there for Carthage. Hirth pulls up, couldn't get it to fall, but drew the foul. It's going to go on Andre Norris, who is going to try and take the charge, and Norris picks up his 4th. That's the 9th team foul. More importantly, that got number 4 on Mr. Norris. That'll put Reese Hirth on the line, shooting 2 as a shooting foul. Next foul will be double bonus time for the Redmen. Reese up and in. Reese with 11 tonight. 3 of 12 from the floor. Another tough game offensively, but getting things done. Other aspects of his game as he perfect from the line now, 4 of 4. Couple of rebounds, couple of assists tonight for Hirth. 69-64, 2-possession game, 4:05 to play. Vogel on the drive, and we got a foul called. It's going to go on Jason Scott. Too much body that time as he was late to try and cut off the dribble penetration by Vogel. Came down the right side, and again, Scott late to recognize the help out. He slid over there, got off balance, and the body on Vogel. That'll put Vogel back at the line, double bonus here. Knocks down the free throw. Heffernan will check in, replacing Norris. Norris will take a quick seat here. He's got 4 fouls. We'll see him back in shortly. One more for Alex Vogel. Makes the second. 8 points for Vogel, 69-66. Carthage with a 3-point lead, trying to shorten the game here. Take as much time on each possession. Now again, a holding calls. They tried the little give and go on the triangle offense that time to Castell. That's 10 fouls, so that'll put Castell on the line with double bonus. Morrissey picking up his 4th, but more importantly, it's the 10th on Dubuque, so double bonus. 2 free throws upcoming for Mike Castell. Great ball game today for Castell. 10 points, 11 boards. 5 of 7 from the floor. His first trip to the line, he clanks that one off the back heel. Again, you got to understand, he hasn't played basketball in 3 years. So still a little bit more of that rust chipping off. This goes 1 for 2 that trip. Puts the lead out to 4, makes it a 2-possession game here with 3:45 remaining. Vogel now. Work it off to Frazier. Frazier immediately D'd up by Logan. Kicks it back out to Vogel. Vogel drifts over between the circles. Gives it off to Michaelis. Michaelis now got around Hurth, and Hurth, I think, will be called for the foul. That's his 4th. Slid the knee in as Michaelis got around him, top of the circle. Carthage will take a timeout. Timeout Redmond. They have 2 remaining.
It's a full timeout.
We will keep it here with 3:27 to go. On the men's side of things here, a couple of games involving CCIW teams getting underway. They're at halftime at Aurora. Number 6 North Central leading Aurora 36-35 at the break. A little bit later on, 7 o'clock tonight, Illinois Wesleyan will be in the River City taking on Loris tonight down in Dubuque. A little bit later on as well, number 8 Worcester will host number 5 Wheaton in the finals of the Worcester Rotary Tournament going on out east. And the Lady Reds with a win today, as they knocked off Lake Forest to go to 3-1 on the year, 80-59 the final in that one. We'll be with you from Angola, Indiana, Tuesday night for Lady Reds basketball, as Lady Reds will take on the Trine Thunder. We'll be with you at 4:40 Central Time with our pregame, a 5 o'clock tip from Angola, Indiana. Steve Mix, head coach of the women's program over there at Trine, former NBA player. Many of you remember him as a 76er, or perhaps even brief time as a Milwaukee Buck. Steve Mix, the coach over there, will be with you at 5 o'clock Tuesday night for the tip-off of that game. Wednesday night, we'll be right back here at the Tarble Arena. Carthage Redmond taking on Washington University, a top 15 ranked team in the preseason D3Hoops.com poll. Free throw up and in for Mitch Michaelis. Second one up and in as well. 2 for 2. 2-point game, 70-68, 3:25 remaining. Senior, Logan, Castell, Hurth, and Scott out there for the Redmen. Hurth now driving, going hard to the basket, laid it up and in. Reese Hurth with that quick jab step toward the basket, lost his man, split 2 other defenders, took it down the right baseline for the layup. 72-68. On the curl, long 3, fouling on the 3 was Dante Logan. That will put Chris Frazier at the free throw line for 3 free throws. No, not what you wanted there. So Frazier on the stripe for 3, 87% free throw shooter. Should be fish in the barrel here for Frazier. Had a rough start here in this ball game, as he was just 2 for 10 shooting. But here in the second half, 5 for 5 from the field, including 3 3-pointers. Made all 3 free throws. They made 2 of the 3, 72, or I should say made all 3, 72, 71, 2:45 remaining. 1 point lead here for the Redmen. Logan, Scott, Costell, Senior, and Hirth. They spread the floor. Now Logan dishes it back to Hirth. 15 on the shot clock. Costell, top of the circle. Spun his way around his man, laid it up short. Couldn't finish. Ball loose, goes out of bounds off the Redmen. Oh my. Great move by Costell that time as he tried to get around Morrissey. Faked to his left and spun to his right. He lost Morrissey but couldn't finish. Well, a chance here for the Spartans to take the lead, and they do. Andre Norris underneath with the easy layup, their first lead since the first minute of the first half. The Spartans have come all the way back to take a 1 point lead, 73-72, and a timeout taken here by the Spartans. 3 different times they were able to cut it to 1, 54-53. 56-55 and 61-60 before taking the lead here. 3 made free throws and then a layup by Andre Norris. 73-72, Redmen trail since the first minute of the first half. Let's see how they react here. Senior now backing down right block. Leans in, counted and one. Marlin Senior, the upperclassman, right into Andre Norris, and Norris has fouled out. That is huge. Great deal there for the Redmen. As Bosco drew up that play, they went right after Andre Norris, who fouls out. That's huge. So that's 5 on Norris, and he will exit. So take their 30-second allotted time to make the substitution here. And it's going to be Gage Heffernan checking in, replacing Norris. So Andre Norris, their leading scorer, leaves on fouls with 17 points. Again, he was Mr. Clutch last night in the comeback win over Benedictine. Check that. I'm going to call the foul on Morrissey. So Morrissey is the one who fouled. I thought it was on Norris. My goodness. Thought there was contact there. That might be a break there for the Spartans. So it's Morrissey who fouls out here. Senior will drop in the free throw. Norris stays in the game. I thought the contact was by Norris. My bad. 75-73. Under 2 minutes to go. 2 point Redmen lead. And a 3 point play by Marlin Senior. Open 3 on the way. That one is short. Redmen get to the boards, though, as Hirth and Costell crash the board hard to get the rebound. Clutch rebound there for the Redmen. Minute 35 remaining, leading by 2. Chance here to push it to a 2-possession game. 90 seconds to go. Hirth wide on the left wing. It's the return pass, 16 on the shot clock. Redmen just going to pass on the perimeter here. Logan now penetrates, pulls up, 15-footer. Oh, it honeycombed out. And the rebound pulled out of there by Heffernan. Now Spartans will bring it down with a chance to tie or take the lead with a minute 10. Michaelis with it now, top of the circle, works it off to Frazier. To Norris, to Vogel, looking for the 3. They get it back to Frazier now. To Norris, back out to Frazier. 11 on the shot clock, under a minute remaining. Fade away, Frazier hit it! Oh my, fade away from the top of the circle. Chris Frazier hit it, and the Spartans regain the lead, 76-75. What a shot. A one-legged fadeaway 3 from the top of the circle with the shot clock going down. Frazier hits it, puts his team up by 1. 21 on the night for Frazier, who got off to such a cold start here. He missed his first 5 shots tonight in the first half, but has lit it up here in the second half. 6 of 17 for the game, 6 of 14 from behind the arc. He is 4 of 7 from behind the arc here in the second half for 21 points. He leads all scorers. That was huge. So let's see what the Redmen do here. Dubuque taking the timeout. They have one remaining. Carthage has 2 full timeouts in their pocket. The possession arrow, though, favoring Dubuque. Now they ran that play right into Morrissey on that last offensive set with Marlin Sr. See if they might want to try and do that here with the Spartans and go after Norris. Norris has 4 fouls. Don't forget our post-game report. We'll have Bosko Jurkovic on after the game. Get his thoughts on the game here today. Championship game of the Carthage Classic. Senior Logan Sykes on the floor with 4 fouls, along with Castell and Hirth. 2-3 zone here for the Spartans. 36 seconds to play. It's about a 10-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Senior penetrates, got the foul. Just didn't quite finish. He came up and short-armed that one as he got it to the basket, but Marlin will go to the line for 2 free throws. Fouls on Heffernan, his second. So Marlin Sr. on the line. First one on the way, no good. Came up short. First miss from the stripe today for Marlin Sr. Second one on the way, good. Tie game at 76. Redmen will take their timeout. They have 1 remaining. So each team with 1 timeout remaining in a tie ball game. 28.1 seconds to go. 76 all. And again, the possession arrow favoring the Spartans. Each team in the double bonus. So it'll be interesting to see how the Redmen defend here. Shot clock dark, 28 seconds to go. In the Redmen home, Wednesday night, they will host Washington University on Wednesday. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip. Hope to see you out here on your pre-Thanksgiving holiday. And with the students gone on Thanksgiving break, plenty of room for you here at the Tarble Arena. Hope to see you out here on Wednesday night. Wash U, a perennial national power out of the UAA Conference. We'll make the trip up from St. Louis Wednesday night. We'll have that game for you here on WLIP beginning at 6:40 with our pregame, a 7 o'clock tip. Redmond will also host UW Oshkosh over the Thanksgiving weekend on Saturday night. Also a 7 o'clock tip and a 6:40 broadcast here on WLIP. Now here we go, game tied at 76. Each team with a timeout remaining, possession arrow to Dubuque. Both teams in the double bonus, shot clock dark, final 28 seconds. It'll be Senior, Hirth, Logan, Castell, and Sykes. Sykes and Hirth each with 4 fouls. It'll be Norris and Vogel along with Michaelis, Frazier, and Heffernan. Here we go. Cross midcourt. 21 seconds to go. Tie game. Spartans with the ball. They'll work it up to Vogel. Alex Vogel. They'll play it down for 1 here. Vogel gave up the dribble. Now gives it off. On the drive. Player goes down. He hit it. He hit it. Michaelis as Sykes went down. He dropped the shoulder. Sykes trying to take the charge. The officials let it go. And Michaelis hit the shot to give the Spartans the lead, 78-76. 2.8 seconds left for the Redmen. Well, they took it all the way down. Sykes was right there. He defended hard. Michaelis dropped the shoulder into Sykes. Sykes went flying, no call. So they let him play it out, and the Spartans get the deuce by Michaelis. Mitch Michaelis with the go-ahead bucket here with 2.8 seconds left. Dubuque takes their final timeout here. Carthage has 1 remaining, but they'll have to go the full length here with 2.8 seconds to play. try and get off a 3 to win it. Well, disheartening game to say the least for the Redmen, if you're a Redmen fan, because you had that 17-point halftime lead and gave it up here in the second half. See who will take it out, who will take the shot here. You probably put Logan out in the middle of the floor as they do. Senior will inbound. Senior, Sykes, Logan, Costell, and Hirth. Senior can run the baseline. Baseball pass, gets it into Costell, calls a timeout. No time came off the clock, so they got to take at least a tenth of a second off. But that was the way to do it. They got it to midcourt to Costell, who immediately whirled and called timeout. So now they may have to take some time off here. Let's see. Officials are going to huddle near the middle of the floor. So the Redmen get out to midcourt. So now it makes it a little bit easier to get a 2 to tie and a 3 to win. So each team out of timeouts. Again, that possession arrow on a tie-up, should something happen here in the final 2.8, would favor Dubuque. So the Redmen have to get it in. Now you got to look for either Hirth, probably Reese Hirth, I'm guessing. Hirth or Logan or Sykes, one of those three. I think your first look might be to Hirth, your second might be to Sykes. 78-76, Dubuque up by 2 on the Mitch Michaelis jump shot from left of the free throw line with 2.8 seconds left. They take 0.3 of a second off, so 2.5 remaining here. Carthage will inbound in front of their own bench. They'll put Norris guarding the ball. Logan will toss it in. As I said, you're going to look for Sykes or Hirth here for perhaps the 2, if not the 3 to win. Here we go, trailing by 2, 2.5 to play. They get it to Hirth. Hirth leans in, puts it up. Foul called! They call a foul from outside the arc. He's going to get 3 free throws to win the game. Oh my goodness. Reese Hirth will go to the free throw line. It's going to be 3 free throws here for Reese Hirth. First one on the way, rattles out, no good. Now he's got to make the next 2 to tie it. That ball was halfway down and rattled out. My goodness. Second one up, that one's in. Need this one to tie. 0.2 of a second left. Reese Hirth fouled from outside the arc. Getting 3 free throws here, but going 1 for 2 so far. He needs this one to extend it an extra 5. On the way, good. Ties the game at 78. He'll inbound. Horn sounds. We head to overtime. OT at the Tarble. Reese Hirth fouled with 0.2 of a second left, attempting a three-pointer, goes 2 for 3 at the line to send us into extra session. So we'll have a 5-minute overtime. Each team will have a timeout. Still double bonus. We'll have a jump ball at center court. And we'll play an extra 5. Well, it was Mitch Michaelis with the jumper with 2.8. How big was it to get that ball into the big man Costell to call the timeout to give the Redmen the opportunity there to knock down those 3 free throws. So Michaelis gave the team a 78-76 lead, only to see Hirth hit 2 of 3 free throws with 0.2 of a second left. to send this game into overtime. And I'll tell you what, that first free throw, folks, it was halfway down. It rattled inside the rim. It just wouldn't go through the twine. Otherwise, we'd be starting our cars, driving safely home. So I have a center jump here. Castell will jump against Norris. So 5-minute overtime here at the Tarble Arena. 78 all, Carthage and Dubuque. Dubuque coming all the way back from a 17-point halftime deficit. So we'll play an extra 5. Castell and Norris will jump. Carthage brings down the opening tap. Redmond will have Logan, Hirth, Senior, Sykes, and Castell. It'll be Frazier, Vogel, Michaelis, Norris, and Heffernan for the Spartans. Sykes driving hard to the basket, missed the shot. Castell got the offensive rebound, and the stick back low left goes down. Sykes shoved to the floor on his way to the basket. And Redmond bench all calling for a foul, nothing called. But on the miss, Castell able to put it back low left. 80-78, Redmond by 2. Vogel with it, middle of the floor, between the circles, now penetrates, kicks it off. Frazier for 3, good. Chris Frazier for 3 makes it a 1-point Spartan lead, 81-80. We're a minute into our overtime. Again, 2-3 zone here. Senior able to split the zone, going up hard, missed it. Actually lost it on the way up. Hirth able to flag it back down, gets it back to Logan. Out to Sykes on the left wing. Up top to Logan, around right side to Hirth. Hirth inside to Castell. Castell gets it back out to Sykes. 9 on the shot clock. Sykes circles back on the wing. Up top it'll go to Logan, back to Sykes. Sykes will put it up with 3 on the shot clock. Short. Castell short. Tap up by Hirth, goes up, and they won't count it. They won't count it. They'll call it a shot clock violation. So it does not count. Shot clock violation. Under 3.5 remaining. 81-80 in favor of the Spartans. Michaelis, who gave his team the brief lead, gets it to Norris. Norris in the paint. Leans in, kicks it back out. Vogel, open 3. Book it. Vogel all alone on the left wing for the triple. 4-point Spartan lead here, 2 minutes into our overtime. 84-80 Dubuque. And they work it around. Sykes on the left wing. Back to Logan, penetrates, kicks it back out to Sykes. Sykes for 3, hits it. Sykes for 3, pulls his team within 1. 84-83 with 2:45 remaining. Now Frazier on the right wing. Got to watch him. Vogel will circle around up top. Now drifts over left wing. Left corner to Frazier. Back to Vogel. Raising up. Now gets it back. Michaelis. Michaelis around the screen. Drives. Throws it up with a one hand. No. Loose ball in the paint. Taken away by Sykes. Sykes will get up to Logan. 2:24 remaining. 1-point deficit. Redmond with the ball. Logan now slides off on the right wing. Bounce feed into Senior on the right block. Turns. Counted! No, they'll wipe it off. They'll call the foul before the shot. Heffernan on the body that time before Senior got in the act of shooting. It's double bonus nonetheless. So it'll be 2 free throws here for Marlin. Senior today, 12 points, 7 rebounds. That one rattled out, no good. Well, Senior needs this one to tie the game here. Missed them both. Man, Marlin Senior coming up empty on a pair of free throws here. He's 2 of 5 now from the stripe. 84-83 Dubuque. Well, Norris got around everybody. Got a reach foul by Marlin Senior. Again, the Redmond running out of gas here. Now put Norris on the line for 2. Andre Norris, 17 points, but he's only 2 of 5 from the free throw line, missed his last 3. First one is on the way. Missed his last 4. That one rattled out. Norris 2 of 6 now from the free throw line. He's 7 of 8 from the floor, including a 3-pointer. Just can't shoot standing still, I guess. Makes the second one there, makes it a 2-point game. 85-83, minute 53 remaining in overtime. We're here because of 2 free throws by Reese Hurth with 0.2 of a second left. Fouled on a 3-point attempt. Hurth pulls up, that shot blocked, and it's pulled down by Norris. And now the Spartans can eat up some time here, leading by 2, minute 35 to play. Now Michaelis got around, count it, and one. Drove around the right side, got around Costell and Hurth, and was fouled, and could conceivably put this one out of reach right here. I'm going to call it on Logan, who was the last one back. Chance to make it a 2-possession, keep it a 2-possession game here. But the Redmen will need a couple of triples.
Into the Spartans lineup, number 50, Tyler Ware.
Tyler Ware will come in. A little defense for offense here. So they take Norris off the floor, missing the free throw. That's huge. 4-point game here, minute 20 to go. Redmond still with a chance. Down 4 here in overtime. Logan around the screen by Costell. Leans in, kicks it back out. Senior around to Sykes. Left corner 3. Good. Kevin Sykes off the feed from Senior. Drills the triple out of the left corner. And it's a 1-point game under a minute to go. 87-86. Now you got to D him up. No fouls, and they'll take a timeout. Timeout here taken by Dubuque. Their final timeout. 52.6 seconds to play. They'll have possession at midcourt, leading by 1. What a game here today. Redmond racing out to that huge lead, holding the Spartans at just 24% shooting in the first half, but unable to contain the Spartans here in the second half, particularly early. 18-4 run brought them to within 3. They got it to 1 a couple of times in that second half. 61-60 on a free throw by Andre Norris with 6.5 minutes to play, and then Dubuque hanging around, trailed by no more than 5 the rest of the way out. Again, they cut it to 1 to 2:56 on 3 free throws by Frazier, and then took their lead late in the second half on a layup by Andre Norris with 2:19 remaining. But Carthage battled back, led by 2, then trailed by 1 on a 3-pointer by Chris Frazier with 48 seconds to go. Teams were tied at 76. Mitch Michaelis then hit the lean-in jumper with 2.8 seconds left, made it 78-76. Then Carthage got the ball to midcourt, called a timeout with 2.5 seconds left, and then Reese Hurth on a last-second heave was fouled outside the 3-point arc, made 2 of 3 of those free throws to send us here to overtime. That's where we stand here, 1-point game, 47 seconds left in OT. Norris looking inside, got it to Heffernan, stolen away, and they're going to call a foul. Oh my. Logan got the steal, but a late whistle. They call Logan for the foul. That's his 5th. My goodness. Bosco will take his 30 seconds here. Logan fouls out. He's upset as he reaches the Redmond bench. Looked like a clean steal here. So Logan, 13 points today, 7 assists, fouling out. That puts Heffernan on the line, making the first of 2. gives his team a 2-point lead here with 42 seconds to play in overtime. Second one up and in. 89-86, 3-point lead. Olsen will bring it across. Olsen now trying to set it up offensively. Gets around Vogel, got hung in the air. Ball loose on the floor. Senior picks it up. Whistle and a foul. Gonna call Michaelis for the foul on the hold on Senior. Boy, that got scary there in a minute. Olsen nearly turning it over. Senior going after that loose ball was fouled. He'll get to the line to shoot 2. Need them both here, Marlon. Got that one. Senior missed his last 2 free throws. Able to knock that one down. Marlon Senior with 13 points. Need this one to pull within 1. That one came up short. Castell tried to keep it alive. Norris fell down and traveled with it. Norris was battling Castell for the loose ball in the right block. Castell took a swipe and missed. Castell fell, or I should say Norris fell backwards then, losing his footing, and turned it over. Redmond will get possession underneath with 25 seconds remaining in overtime. They try and get it into Senior, and it's stolen right back and then deflected out of bounds by the Redmen. Dang. Heffernan got the steal off that inbound, and Sykes tried to save it from going out and went off of him out of bounds. 89-87, Redmond down 2. Carthage will press here in the back court, and they got Frazier walked with the ball, and they're going to call a foul instead. Looked like Frazier shuffled the feet as he got tied up that time by Kevin Sykes, who fouls out. Jason Scott will have to come in here as both Sykes and Logan fouling out here in overtime. At the free throw line, Chris Frazier. Frazier 3 for 3 at the line tonight. 24 points, and he nails that one. Got to make this one to make it a 2-possession game here. That one's on the way and good. 2-possession game, makes both free throws. 26 tonight for Frazier. 91-87, final 15 seconds. Hurth out to Senior. Senior back to Hurth. Hurth on the drive. Fell down, was fouled with 7.2 seconds left. Got tripped up on his way to the basket. So Hurth will go to the line to shoot 2 with 7.2 seconds. It's going to go on Frazier. That's his second. Hurth on the line for a pair. 6 of 7 from the stripe so far tonight. We're in overtime, 7.2 seconds left. 91-87, Spartan lead here. Nope, they say Castell will go to the line. My fault. Looked like Hurth was going to the basket and was fouled. Castell hits the front end. That's what they were sorting out. Castell with 14 points. Double-double tonight for Castell in his second collegiate game. Second one on the way, good. Trying to inbound quickly. Carthage got a foul. Not the guy you want to, but you had to. They got it into Frazier right away. 4.1 seconds left. Dubuque about to go to 5-0 on the season. And fouling out here is Marlon Senior. So 3 foul outs here for the Redmen tonight. Okay. So Jason Scott commits the foul. That's his 5th. Jason Scott, the freshman, fouling out here. He leaves with 10 points. replace Scott. Valentine will come in now. Sean Valentine, his first action of the game. Frazier on the line, cans the free throw. Needs this one to make it a 2-possession game with 4.1 to play, and he does. That is your ball game right there. Carthage will inbound, 4.1 left. They get it to Olson. Olson pulls up, takes the three. That one's wide. And the Dubuque Spartans win the Carthage Classic here this afternoon as they knock off the Carthage Redmen 93-89 in overtime. Redmen fall to 1-1 on the season. Dubuque now 5-0 on the year. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have our post-game wrap-up from the Tarble Arena. Your final score, Dubuque 93, Carthage 89 on your home for Redmen basketball, AM 1050 WLIP. But this one's going to sting for a while. Redmen had that 17-point lead and just could not close the deal. Got caught on their heels a little bit early in the second half and really unable to recover from that as they suffer their first loss of the year to even their mark now at 1-1 on the year. 93-89, your final here tonight. We're joined now by head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic, and let's get you fixed up here right. Let's do this way. There we go. You're right-ear talker, okay.
I've been having trouble here.
Okay, now we got Bosko set.
Multitasking.
Well, it looked like the game in hand through the first 20 minutes, but that second half bugaboo, the first 5 minutes of that second half, just they came out with a little bit more fire and kind of caught the Redmen a little bit on their heels, Bosko.
John, you knew that they're a very good basketball team. They're going to win their 20 games, and they're going to go home in their league, and they're going to finish in the top 2. And for that reason, you feel like it got hit in the stomach because it was a game that we had every opportunity to win multiple times. I thought for the first 18 minutes, 19 minutes, we played defensively as well as we can. We were aggressive, we blocked cuts, we read keys, and we really did a good job. First 5 minutes of the second half, I've been preaching for as many years as I've been coaching because it sets the tone of the game. You're 17 ahead at the half. You score 8 of the first 12. Now you're ahead 20-21. It changes the complexion completely. Instead, they come out, and certainly we had no right to think that they weren't going to come out of the locker room full speed. They were behind. They knew they have a good team. They scored 10 of the first 12. Now all of a sudden it's an 8-point game. We're not at the 15-minute mark yet. And now you're in a situation where every possession becomes a, I don't know what the correct term politically is, a bloodletting, because that's what it was for the last 15 minutes of the game and for the 5 minutes of overtime. I don't envy the officials. Do I think they did a good job? No comment. But the fact is that they're put in these situations with the adherence to the new rules, and you just don't know what you're going to get. There were 2 or 3 occasions tonight where fouls were called, and they didn't know who was going to be the foul. There was an argument, was it 23, was it 30, was it 33, was it 30, that kind of thing, and it just made for a very difficult situation for the players and for the coaches.
Yeah, I don't know really what to say other than, you had chances there, particularly in the latter half, last 4 minutes of the second half, Bosko. You stayed with them. To your credit, team could have just gone in a turtle shell and did not. You fought back and had an opportunity. I'll tell you, how clutch was that in the final seconds after they take the lead by 2. You get the inbound pass to Costell, who had the presence of mind in midair to call the timeout before his feet landed on the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were calling for. We wanted to get the ball to half court, get your timeout, and see what you might be able to get. And down 2, you had a choice. You had Hurst, which was the play that we got, and it was a legit foul. And we also had a chance to go Marlin or Marlin back to Logan. So we had 2 or 3 options on that set, and I think the guys executed that well. This is just tough because of the fact that we really played well. We left the building last night, and I don't know anybody really knew what we were about. We hadn't played particularly well. The game was back and forth, so on. And we came back this morning, had a nice, focused walkthrough, and it really translated into a good basketball game. Good teams have to win games like this. We think that we're a good team. Somewhere along the line, you have to win games like this. You have to defend your home court a little bit better than we did today. Granted, we're playing without students here. We understand that that's completely a different dynamic. But there are no excuses. You know me well enough to do that. This was one that we had every opportunity to win. We couldn't put it in the left-hand column, as they say, and now we got to get ready to play WashU on Wednesday.
Oscar, you made it a point in the pregame with me, and as you said in the shoot-around today, too, to improve that rebounding. You were a +8 tonight on the boards, and I see a lot of crooked numbers across the rebounding totals here, led by Castell's 13 tonight, but a lot of guys got to the glass for you.
Well, Marlin Sr. had 8, and he had a good, solid tournament, and then you look, and the key here is Logan had 4, Hirth had 4, Van Wyck had 4. Somebody else other than your two postmen have to rebound the basketball. And against a physical team with equal ability and equal size, we ended up +8 on the boards. We'll take that. We'll take that. Wish we had a couple possessions back. Some of it on me. Some of it the fellas didn't execute quite as well as we would have liked. But what a ball game. I mean, you couldn't have not enjoyed watching a ball game like that between two very nice college basketball teams playing at a very, very high rate, not only of quality, but certainly in intensity.
Yeah, their intensity, particularly in the second half, I know they're a good team, but Bosco, you had a team that was walked off that floor at halftime with their heads between their tails. They really felt it, and to their credit, they didn't let that hang over into the second half. And I think that's to their credit, the fact that their people got them fired up to start that second half and say, hey, make a couple of shots early, maybe things are going to roll our way.
That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Good teams have that ability to be able to say, hey, we took their best shot at halftime. We haven't played well, speaking in their locker room. Let's go out onto the court and show what we're about. And it's the same thing. Their coach is saying, let's win the first 5 minutes. We can't let them win the first 5 minutes because then we're in a hole that we probably can't get out of. Let's win the first 5 minutes. Let's see where that takes us. And they won the first 5 minutes so dramatically that it was an even game probably with 10 or 11 minutes to go in the game. Then it was just a back and forth, who fouls who makes what shot. And, unfortunately, we ended up with a basket less than they did. And, it's tough. There's no two ways about it. This is a tough business. I'm not talking about the coaching. It's a tough thing. You put so much of what you're about into your effort as players, as coaches, even as fans, you yourself. I mean, it's important to all of us. And that's why it hurts when you just can't finish one off.
Well, now you've got a very tough matchup on Wednesday night here on your home floor. Washington University coming to Kenosha, and a top 15 team, preseason polls. Everybody likes Wash U. They've been around the block. They've been to some big ball games. This is one of their first trips I can remember in recent memory coming to Kenosha, and it's going to be a big ball game.
Well, we haven't played them since I've been here. I don't know if they had done so previously. We played them at North Park a couple times, and they're one of the cornerstone programs in the country. They won back-to-back national championships. Now that's probably 6 or 7 years ago. And every year they're a very competitive side. And, the Wash U brand is one that's known nationwide. Everybody likes to play against Wash U. They're one of the elite, research universities in the United States. So when they come calling, everybody kind of takes a peek and says, hey, Wash U's in town. That's pretty good. And they are good. They are very efficient offensively. They are big, 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", and not guys that are not good athletes. They are a very good basketball team. They get a lot of their kids from the Chicago area. 2 of their 3 big kids are Chicago area. They've got one off the bench in the Chicago area. So our guys know some of their guys. We've seen some of their guys, in different scouting situations, recruiting situations. So
saw a little bit more confidence out of Mike Castell tonight. 6 of 9 shooting, finished with 15 points, 13 rebounds. Your young big guys, I thought, played pretty well. McNellis had some moments out there where he looked pretty good. Jason Scott continues to impress me. I mean, here's a guy, again, 3 of 4 from the floor. He had fouled out late, but 10 points in 26 minutes. And I think your big guys and your young guys especially now have gotten a taste of what it's going to take at this level, the speed of the game and everything else. They've got a first 2 under their belts.
Our freshmen have played very well. Jason Scott and Scott McNellis, excellent jobs both nights. For a guy who hasn't played basketball in a while, Mike Castell is a very impressive basketball player. He competes on the boards maybe as hard as anybody we've had in recent years. He wants to get the ball off the boards. He's a big, strong guy, so people have a tendency to bounce off of him. He needs to be a little bit more polished offensively, but there were even steps in that direction tonight. He's 6 for 9 from the floor. If he's 6 for 9 every night, we're going to win a lot of basketball games. Very good job by Mike both nights. And as I told Mike earlier this week, Mike, you're a better basketball player today than you were 4 weeks ago. You're a better basketball player than I had the right to expect. This guy's ceiling is very, very high.
Well, let's go get him Wednesday night. Wash U.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Melissa.
You bet. Bosco Jerkovich joining us on our postgame here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha, 93-89. Dubuque winning in overtime over Carthage to take the championship of the Carthage Classic here this evening. Redmond 6 players in double figures, led by Reese Hirth with 16. The Dubuque Spartans with 5 players in double figures, led by the senior Chris Frazier. Frazier with 28 points here in the ball game, and 22 of those coming in the second half and overtime. So the Spartans go to 5-0 on the year. The Redmen fall to 1-1 on the season. A busy week upcoming here for the Redmen over Thanksgiving holiday. So if you're in and around the town here over the Thanksgiving holiday, come on out to the Tarble Arena here in Kenosha and check out this Carthage basketball team. We'll be home on Wednesday night. Redmen will host Washington University. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip. We'll be with you at 6:40 here on 1050 WLIP. So why not, instead of stuffing the turkey, stuff the Tarble on Wednesday night, as the Redmen will host National Power Washington University out of St. Louis Wednesday night at 7. Then on Saturday night, a week from today, a 7 o'clock tip, UW Oshkosh will be in the building here at the Tarble Arena. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip. Another strong program through the years, is on a rebuilding mode right now, but still out of that Wisconsin League. All teams are tough out of that league. Should be a good ball game. Should be a great night here at the Tarble Arena as well. Again, plenty of tickets available for you at the door for both of those games, so hopefully you'll check it out Wednesday and Saturday. The Redmen here at home. Wednesday night, Wash U at 7. Saturday night, next week Saturday, at 7 o'clock against UW Oshkosh. Our next broadcast here on 1050 WLIP will be Tuesday night. It will be women's basketball as the Carthage Lady Reds travel to Angola, Indiana. It's right off the Indiana toll road, I should say, in that northeastern part of Indiana, right about 10-12 miles west of the Ohio border. That's where we'll greet you from Trine University, the Trine Thunder and the Carthage Lady Reds. Lady Reds with a win on the road at Lake Forest today, 80-59, the final in that one. So the 3-1 Lady Reds taking on Trine Thunder. We'll have the broadcast for you. That's an early start on Tuesday night, 4:40 with our broadcast, a 5 o'clock tip-off Central Time from Trine University, the Lady Reds, and Trine on Tuesday night. My thanks to good old Jimmy Celovich, engineering our broadcast back in the studio at WLIP. Thanks for a nice job working the board once again, Jim. Always glad to have you aboard on the broadcast with me. I'm John Weiser. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, if not the final outcome. Once again, the final score here tonight from the Tarble Arena. In overtime, the Dubuque Spartans go to 5-0 as they knock off the Carthage Redmen in the finals of the Carthage Classic, 93-89. Until Tuesday, have a great week, everyone, and thank you for tuning into Carthage Redmen Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.